Well, hey, I wanted to get another video out. Um, I moved inside. Obviously, there's some tornado watches out, so not fit to be outside today. I'll be back out there the next time, hopefully. But hey, today I wanted to talk about a poem. Yeah, usually not a whole lot on poetry. Don't mind poetry, but this one meant a lot. I looked this up about 2 months ago. I saw a video from a podcast actually with Jelly Roll, and I wish I could tell you who the podcaster was, but I don't remember his name. I didn't know him, but I watched it because he was interviewing Jelly, and Jelly Roll mentioned this poem, and so I went and looked it up because he talked about he had this memorized. If you know Jelly's story, he had it memorized, and he said it really inspired him while he was serving time, whenever he was in prison. And I thought, well, man, if he could remember it from that, and he memorized it at one point in time, then I wanted to see it. It's called "The Man in the Glass." The Man in the Glass. It was actually written by Peter Dale Wimbrow Sr. in 1934. So now, if you're not much on poetry, give it a chance. Okay, it's my kind of poetry because it rhymes as you go. But better than that, it has a deep meaning. So I want to get into it. So here it is. Here's what he said. Here's what he wrote, 1934. When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please. Never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear to the end. And you've passed your most difficult, dangerous test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass. But your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. Wow. I don't know that you could really say it any better than that. You might use different words, but I don't think you'll say it any better. What does that mean to you and to me? Now, I'm not going to get into it on this video. We'll go back and forth over time. I actually shared a little bit of it, by it meaning part of my story. Well, it's all in the book, which I recorded in this same seat. But it's all in there. Some of the trials that I've been through. But this one is one that we all face. And I know it's called The Man in the Glass. I know as a man that I can relate to it, ladies. I assume you can too. It's the way we view ourselves and that pendulum that can swing of we don't want to think too much of ourselves. But I wonder how many of us allow it to swing the other way. And we're not friends at all with the man in the glass. You know you've passed the most difficult, dangerous test if the man in the glass is your friend. Is he your friend? I'll be honest with you. That's why I shared the part about the book. He hasn't always been my friend. I even thought about filming this up in the bathroom so I could show you the glass that I look into every day. You have to make peace with the man in the glass. That's what this poem is about. Because if you don't, your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated him. Don't cheat him. I see a lot of men these days cheating the man in the glass. They don't give themselves a break. They don't give themselves any credit. Now, there's nothing wrong with stepping up, stepping out, being a better you, thinking you have some room for improvement. I get all that. I'm right there with you. But sometimes we have to at least take a deep breath and take a look at that guy looking back at us and go, you did all right. You did okay. Because I don't know your world. But sometimes we don't have anybody else telling us that. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes when we need it most, we can't find it. So this Sunday, I'm going to be speaking at a local church, and I had something brought to my, well, not really brought to my attention. I heard something, and it really stuck with me, so I've been thinking about it a lot that goes right along with this, and that is, we hear a lot about integrity, right? About how we act in the world, how we treat other people. But the point that was made was, what does our integrity look like to ourselves? To the man in the glass, that's what that is. Because there's one person you're never going to get away from, and that's you. Every time you do something well and no one else notices, you know, but you also know that no one noticed. But there's also going to be times when you really muck something up, you really mess something up. I have plenty of those. But maybe no one else saw it. But you know. You know. You see, integrity follows us along. What we do when no one else is looking, when no one else will ever find out, right? But what about our integrity for the promises that we've made ourselves? That's what I'm going to talk about Sunday. I don't really like that topic. The challenges that we have in our lives, the promises that we make ourselves. Do you know what we do? Sometimes we'll tell somebody, let's just say weight loss or eating better. Okay, we'll just use that. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to quit eating potato chips and drinking soda. Perfect. So you tell 3 or 4 people, you tell your wife or you tell your kids or you tell your coworkers or whatever. And then you know, in a month or a week or whatever, you're doing it again and you feel bad, right? Because you told them and now you're not doing it. So let's say another year goes by and you're in the same spot and you think, man, I got to quit eating these potato chips and drinking this soda. What do you do the second time and the third time and the fourth time? You don't tell anybody. Why? Because you don't like looking like you fail. You don't like looking like you couldn't hold to your word. And I just use potato chips and soda. You fill in the blanks with whatever it is in your life. But here's what I'm saying. You know you did it. You know that you didn't do what you promised yourself you would do. You know that. So in a way, we're not keeping integrity with ourselves when we know we can do better. How will that change you? It's already changed me. It's already changed me. And see, if I tell you, then I'm going against what I just said. So I'll leave that for another day. But I want to say this before I go. I'll make this part quick. A few months ago, after a church service, when I talked a lot about believing in yourself and not letting yourself down, similar to this, not exactly, but somewhat similar. As I left, it was a little country church. They have a good congregation. And as I left, there were some people there that didn't normally attend, and they pulled me to the side and they proceeded to say some very unkind things to me because we're supposed to allow God to direct us and yada yada. You fill in the blanks. And that I was suggesting that we do this on our own, and that takes God out of the picture, and there could have been nothing further from the truth. They completely missed the message. But here's my point. God expects us to act too. If not, he'd just knock us down, change us, and let us get back up. He expects us to act. He expects us to change. It's up to us too. So I will challenge you to do this. If you look at the man in the glass and you only see a failure, first of all, you're wrong. And second of all, I will challenge you to get so close to that mirror that all you see are your eyes. I already did a message on our eyes. Just see your eyes. You don't see anything else. You don't see wrinkles. You don't see anything. You just see your eyes. That's you. That's the man in the glass. And you have to make peace with him, because when you do, it will change you. It will change you. So, just wanted to get that out. Man in the glass, look the poem up. You can even get little, gift things with it in there, crocheted. So, anyway, that's it for this time. See you next time.